I would love to welcome Mr. Tan Turk. I hope I got the name correctly on the Sustainable Food System Manifesto. We'd love to hear him elaborate on how he's been able to, develop a manifesto for increased youth participation and the building of sustainable food systems. You're welcome on board, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Richard.
I'm very sorry if I pronounce your name wrongly.
No, that's okay. It's Tunç, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the last word, the last spell is CNH, let's say. Okay. Thank you very much for this invite, and I'm really proud to be here and want to show you and want to talk about our manifesto. So this manifesto actually the result of collective work led by 15 young persons from the 11 different European countries, the Youth for Sustainable Food Systems Manifesto. So what we are doing in the manifesto is a call from the European youth to accelerate the adoption of sustainable food system. And why are we doing that? Because we urge European leaders, both in the politics and in the agri-food sectors, to make 3 commitments as they are the bare necessities for the transition to sustainable food systems. And the type of how are we contributing in this manifesto is to clear call to actions and showing actionable and local solutions throughout the Europe to trigger and inspire action across countries for global impact. Because as maybe most of you know that the manifestos are just like they are just like a statement, but we want to make this more impactful by demanding 3 very specified call to action areas. And before I'm just getting to the areas for the call to action points that we have in the manifesto, first of all, I would like to talk about what's the problem in the food system. As you know, the food is the key to the health of the planet and the people, of course. And to confront the sustainable and health issues of global food systems, we need international cooperation and commitment. And it's obvious that Europe is a global food power, and it's among the world's most productive regions, but also, unfortunately, the region that engages most in importing and re-exporting large volumes of food products. That's why Europe is the home to a number of the world's largest food players in retail. That's why actually we started this manifesto for the European leaders. But I will get there after explaining the manifesto. We would like to spread this manifesto to the other regions all around the world, actually. So Europe is also the source of the many problems in the food system. Of course, it's the global food power, but because of this power, we have lots of different problems. The producing a large share of the world's primary animal products and the most polluting and the resource-intensive food production is in Europe. And also Europe has the highest amounts of food waste per capita and the highest contributor to water use and scarcity elsewhere because of its dependence on imported food. So regarding with these problems, we are asking 3 main call to action points from the European leaders, which is the first one is the transparency and education. In our current system, the negative impact of food is not visible. The 63.6% of Europeans don't think their food habits harm the environment. So we don't know what we are eating and what's the result of the process in the production and the consumption process of these foods make or harm the environment. So in order to increase the education level and the awareness level of what's going on in the food system, providing the keys to the citizens' understanding of how food is affecting their health and ecosystem is crucial, as we think in the manifesto. How can we do that? Boost effective planetary health campaigns to maintain health within the general population. Creation of European Food Erasmus. That's an offer from us, actually, because we have this Erasmus program, as you know, in the universities, and it's a very impactful program, and we thought that we can use this on the food systems as well. So the students will travel abroad or within their country to learn about practical ways to grow food. So it's not because the food system is not just focusing on the producers, but also the consumers or the students who are working on or who just have an intent or have an interest on the food system. So they have to learn about the best practices all around the world, not just there in the local. And the third one is to making data on health and environmental impact mandatory and standardized on all products on shelves through European regulation, and with a support system helping food producers to participate, because the shelf, the infos on the foods on the shelves, as you know, in the markets or in the retail sector, if we give more information on these shelves, the more people know what's going on and what they are eating. And that will be the first step of the increasing the awareness. And the last best practice that we can do in this transparency and education into implementation of systematic and hands-on learning about nutrition and food production for children throughout Europe. Because if we can taught children that what's going on in the food system and what have to be changed in the system, they will be the leaders for the next generation. So this will increase the awareness, and this will change. This will start maybe the sparkle point for the changing of the food system. So the second point then in the manifesto that we're asking from the European leaders is to restoring and building resilience. What does this mean? We are consuming more than we can afford, and the food waste is still massive, and the 20% of food is wasted all around Europe right now. These numbers are increasing right now. Maybe it will be the 30%. It's as far as I know, it's 30%, and in global the food is wasted, and the rest of is actually the food loss. And because of this food loss is the period before the retail. So from the production, from the logistics, packaging, and distribution period, the 70% of the food is lost, but the 30% of the food is wasted just because of the consumption processes. And biodiversity declines due to the agriculture. For instance, in the EU, the number of field birds reduced by about 60% just due to the agricultural problems. In respect to these problems, we have to find out some solutions, and as we stated in the manifesto, we are offering to ecological cost in the food prices will prevent these problems. Food waste reduction of 50% and the creation of a European bio-waste stream market. In Turkey, for instance, we have the circular economy platform, and we just started for the materials waste stream market, but making and creating a global bio-waste stream market will be a very impactful process in decreasing the food waste, I guess, and calling out for the protection of biodiversity spots. These are our offers for the European leaders into restoring and building resilience. And the last one is the European leadership. Unfortunately, the EU agricultural policy is not sustainable. Billions spent on unsustainable farming, and the European Union recently decided how almost 400 billion euros will spend on agriculture until 2027. And the European factory farms are destructive. Factory farms contribute to climate change by emission, pressure land use, leading to deforestation and pollute air and water locally. 72% of all European livestock products comes from Europe's largest and most environmental destructive category of farms. And this livestock farming is still growing in the EU, unfortunately. So what we are offering in our manifesto is Europe has to make clear commitments to building sustainable food systems, which will be progressive divestment from the conventional unsustainable farming practices, transition to planetary health diets, because the consumers' health diets are the most impactful process in the food waste system as well. And the European-wide benchmarking the best sustainable farm practices and sharing these insights. Maybe you can relate this point with the Erasmus program as we're offering right now. And sharing the data to decentralize and democratize the food system. The transparency is related in here as well. And to push the food system sustainable on the international agenda, because the European Union is the global power, as we all know. So in the creating of the international agenda, European leaders must push the food system in the context. These are the 3 points that I want to mention in our manifesto. I would like to call you to all of you to enter our website and support us in this manifesto, because we are getting in touch with all European leaders all the producers, all the private sector leaders, and everyone. And we want to have a change in the food system. And we know that just making some repairs or the maintenance in some parts of the current system, but this is not effective. We know that the circular economy is a must, and we need to change the whole system to have the sustainable and the environmental food system, I guess. Yeah.
Thank you very much for that. And can you just give us more details on the websites?
Mm-hmm.
Can you write that in the chat so we can? Yeah.
Yes, I'll share it right now. So this is the link. I just sent it through the chat. Yeah,
that's Youth for Food System.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, no worries. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much as well for inviting me.
No worries.
Yeah. Any questions?
I'll definitely be signing up.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Have we got any questions from Facebook? If we have not got any questions, I would like to know if Muyari Pandit is ready for her session. Okay, sure. Okay, I think that's going to be all today from our end for you. Thank you so much.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. And yeah, see you all. Thank you very much.
Yeah, bye.